Welcome to another episode of Mental Wellness Insights. Today our topic is effect of parenting on child development, and we are privileged to have with us Madam Alice Muchiri. Alice, thank you for agreeing to do this with us. So we'll begin by you introducing yourself to the audience.
Good afternoon, audience. My name is Alice Muchiri, and I am a teacher by profession. I teach around Kitengela in a school called the Stepping Stones Elementary School. I'm privileged to be here and to take you through this topic of today. It is a topic that comes from me, from within me. It is something that I have observed through the different years of teaching children from different backgrounds. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Alice. You teach your children of which age group?
I teach children from 5 to 7 years, but I can still do from 3 to 8, 9.
Yeah. And so we are talking about effect of parenting on child development.
Yeah.
We will start by probably saying, what is parenting?
Parenting is it is a process. It is a process of nurturing children. It's where you provide guidelines. It's where you teach children the skills, you teach them values, and you do that from infancy to adulthood. So parenting does not end. It doesn't have an age where you stop parenting.
And when you talk about parenting, does it only mean who is a parent?
We have parents are those people who biologically give birth to the children. They bring them to the world, and after the child is born, the role of parenting is broad. It is to the whole community. We have people involved. Teachers are part of the journey, and many other people found in that community.
Yeah, and I suppose parenting also involves not just biological, but anybody who is looking after bringing up a child, isn't it?
Yes.
Now we go straight to the topic of today, effects of parenting to the child's development.
Yeah, we are going to look at a model of parenting. We have different models of parenting, but I want to narrow down to just two. One is the authoritative and the authoritarian model of parenting. The authoritarian model of parenting is where most of us in our generation were brought up in that model of parenting. That is where the parents were so concerned about obedience. Do this because I say you do it. We did not have the time to discuss. It was do or don't, or die.
Do or die.
Do or die model of parenting. This model is not the best because children that are brought up by such authoritative parents, they end up not being fully formed. They don't have time to explore. They follow what they are told. It is wrong to do this. It is wrong to speak when elders are talking. It is wrong to speak your needs. So these children, they grow up in fear. And That fear, it is instilled from home. So when they bring it to school, we will see it by the way they relate to others, they relate with the teacher. They are scared. They are scared of bringing up what they need. So, in other words, these children are bottled. They don't fully develop. And as a parent, we want to nurture a holistic child, a child who is stable, a child who is physically fit, mentally, and also spiritual, a spiritual bit. This child who comes from an authoritative parent is not fully formed because they are scared. They cannot speak up their mind. They dwell in fear. This affects their self-esteem. There are those children who will grow up to adults who want to please people because they want to be affirmed. So, as a teacher, when I come across such children, it is advisable for you to mentor or to nurture this child to come out of that. Affirm them, encourage them. They don't have to follow rules because they are there. They have to follow rules because they understand the rules.
So as we continue, we are talking to parents, and we are talking about authoritarian parents.
Yes.
Can you give us examples so that those who are listening can know exactly what we mean?
What we mean by being authoritarian is you're strict, like you don't give reasons why you don't want that child to do whatever it is you're telling them don't do. For example, if they want to climb trees, let's say for example they want to climb a tree because children are explorers, you will come and shout stop, but you have not told her or him why. So these parents are more of yelling parents. They don't know how to speak calmly. If they are talking to their children, especially if they think the child is making a mistake, they come yell or punish physical beatings. Those are the parents we are talking about as authoritative or dictators.
Meaning their word is long.
Yes.
They do not give any space for the child to have their opinion.
No, children don't have opinions in that kind of parenting.
And they don't allow children to explore and be creative.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now,
the child has to be clean. Like even when the children come to school or they go to school, they are scared of dirtifying themselves because I will receive a punishment. So it becomes difficult for the teacher who is telling the children, we have to play with soil. That child is scared because if my dress gets dirty, I'll get a beating out of that. So that child is not, he or she is not fully developed.
okay. Now the second style.
The second style is now the authoritative.
The other one is authoritarian. Now it's authoritative.
Yes. The authoritative kind of a parent is that parent who gives room. Yes, we have to sweep the house, for example. We have to sweep the house because we have to live in a clean environment. So this parent gives the child an opinion. What do you think about it? What do you think about what we want to do? Now, this child who comes from an authoritative kind of parenting or model of parenting is a confident child because right from home they are able to speak their mind. They are given room to express their feelings Unlike the other one, they hide their feelings because of fear. So when they feel angry, they fear. But this one, the one from the authoritative kind of a family, they will express it and tell you, yes, I feel angry. And that is growth. The child is supposed to know how to express their feelings because they cannot learn empathy if they cannot express their own feelings. They will not understand another person's feelings. Yes. So we encourage parents to be authoritative and not authoritarian. There are many benefits of being an authoritative parent. You bring up a child who has high self-esteem. Those children cannot be intimidated. They become very good leaders. And they start right from the young age. Yes.
Okay. Now I want us to look at the type of parenting today, given that a lot of parents are they're absent parents.
Yeah.
A lot of children are being brought up in environments of probably social media or house managers and so on. Are we still practicing this type of parenting?
Yeah, to some extent, yes. There are some parents who can balance. Even if they are not there, they have set rules. You know, you will shape the child below the age of 3. When we come to age of 4 and 5, this child understands and they know what is right and what is wrong. And they know what will happen when they do either of the two. So there are some parents who can balance. Yes, they are absent, but the rules, and those are the authoritative parents. They have set rules. The children have understood why we follow rules, why we do this and not the other one. The children have understood some skills. They understand why they have to make their beds, why they have to sweep the house, why they have to take care of the siblings if they do. But when we have the authoritative, the children, when they are not supervised, they become wild. So there are those parents now, when they are absent, the children left under the care of their caregivers, they become aggressive, they become naughty, notorious, because that supervision is not there. So the fear is a little bit out. Okay? So these kind of children, they are there. They are there in the society, they are there with us. And you can tell a parent who is absent and have rules, and a parent who is absent and is an authoritative parent.
How do you get to know this at the school level?
At the school level, I will see the outcome. There are those children that come to school well mannered, well behaved. You will know that this child comes from a better parent. And there are those children who come to school with aggressiveness. You have to tame the aggressiveness. This one comes from home. It doesn't start from school. Yes.
At what point in child development are we supposed to assert these parental styles?
I have said that parenting starts from infancy to adulthood. So between the first, let's say from the time the child knows himself or herself, that is the age between 1 and 5 years, this child should be disciplined. They have learned discipline at that early age. And if you don't teach it at that age, it will be very difficult for you to come and instill discipline after the 5th year. Yeah. So the style of parenting is exposed as early as when a child is 5 years old. Yes.
And how about this parent who over love? They love too much that you do not want anybody
even
to discipline. Yes, exactly.
Now, those parents, maybe they also had a problem. You know, most of us want to give our children what we were not given. And sometimes we don't even realize when we are overdoing it. But now that overprotection is also not good, because you're giving this child a room not to be themselves, because they will know, if even if I do this, my mom or dad will protect me. So whether they are doing it the right thing or the wrong thing, they know that their parents will protect them, and we end up not bringing up straightforward kids. Yeah. So overprotection, or as you call it, overloving,
yes,
it's not the best.
It's not the best.
It's not the best.
So that one, where does it fall? Authoritarian or authoritative?
That's what we are going to explore in the next episode. Yes, that one, it's not good.
Yeah, because I find that the parents of today, they provide, they believe that the more I give my children, the more I love them, the better I am as a parent. Maybe the society is also moving towards that direction of too much of material things than anything else.
And the love and the care.
Yeah. So does material mean love?
No. Material means responsibility. It is your responsibility to provide. Okay. So it is also your responsibility to make sure that your child is growing emotionally. It is your responsibility to know that they are growing spiritually. So the physical provision is not enough. You have not given your child the holistic development they need. And we have said parenting is a process of nurturing. So don't just nurture the physical, like they look good, they eat healthy. No. Also provide the emotional, the social, even the social life. It is the parent who is supposed to introduce it to the child and let the child explore and give guidelines. Be a guide or a coach. Yeah. At some point, at the age of between 10 and 13, you become a coach now. What you have planted before, you start seeing the fruits. If you did a good job, you will have very smooth teenage good with your children. But if you planted the wrong way, that's when you will have the difficulty. Watoto are difficult form 2.
Yeah.
That narrative of form 2.
Yeah.
Everyone is
that is the age. In fact, sometimes we have excuses. They're in that age of rebellion, age of. Is it really true that?
No. There is no age of rebellion. Rebellion comes from how did you bring up your children.
So, in other words, you're talking about the foundation.
Yes.
Yeah. Which we have to really be careful on what we are planting on the children. Can you talk about parents who speak about teachers, backbite teachers, or backbite their pastors, in an environment where children are even as young as 5?
That one, I want to speak from both views because I'm also a parent.
Yes.
And now I am a teacher.
Yeah.
Now, as a parent, it shows disrespect. You're disrespecting that teacher. You don't know what you're planting in the head of your child concerning that teacher. And on the other hand, you're also teaching your children to be backbiters. Yeah, you will not be able to control that behavior in later years because you planted it.
You're planting the spirit of gossip.
Yes, because you planted it. As
so
a
it will
teacher,
reach a point when the child is gossiping about you.
Yes, they will be gossiping about everything else and everyone else. And you cannot be able to shake that because you planted it. And now, as a teacher, you're planting also disrespect. This child will not respect this teacher. If this teacher happens to be teaching this child, they will not perform well in that subject because they keep thinking of what you say about the teacher. Yeah. Forgetting that they are learning for their own good. Yes. As much as, yes, teachers are also human and they make mistakes. But it is not, I wouldn't advise any parent to talk about a teacher, especially the negative side of a teacher, in front of their children. It is not right. Yes.
And same applies to just gossiping about
anything, or even the pastors. And now, if you go to the house of God and you come out with the narrative of that pastor did ABCD and your children are listening to you, what are you planting? You are telling them in future when they grow up, and in fact they say, when I grow up I want to go to church because pastors ABCD, this is what they do. So they will not have that trust of God, and it is you, the parent, who have removed it. So when they end up being in the wrong tracks, you will have no one to blame but yourself. Yeah, because you did not show them the true meaning of Christianity or religion.
Now, I want us to talk a little about the home environment. What are the things that the child can do? How do you start teaching a child to be responsible? Probably to be able to clean up themselves or to clean the dishes or to cook. At what point do you start, and how do you, because many homes, it's a house help who does all those things. Yeah.
Our children are wired in the, we call it the monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they see you doing it as early as when they are 1 year or 2 years, as long as they are seeing you doing it, they will want to explore. And because they are explorers, they will come explore. Now, your work is to nurture that. Tell them now, instead of using the broom maybe to fight, you use the broom to sweep. And this is how we sweep. Because they need to work. They feel they need to work at some point. They want to do it because you do it. So it will be wrong for you to come and tell them don't. Because the minute you tell them don't do this, they will never do it. They have learned that it is not their responsibility. But once you instill in them, it is your responsibility to remove that cup from the table. It is your responsibility to put on your shoes. You know, you start by simple things that they do by themselves. Brushing their teeth. Teach them how to brush their teeth. Leave them room to practice. Let them waste that toothpaste for some time before they learn, because they will waste. Let them waste the food because they will do that. Just the way you teach them how to eat, to feed themselves. It is the same thing you do when you are teaching them responsibilities. Yes. And then you appraise. You appraise good behavior. Like when they have done something new and it is correct, you encourage. When you do the encouragement, they will continue to and learning to do more good things in the house. And it is the same thing they do when learning to do bad things in the house. Speaking the language you speak, the way you speak. You shout, they shout. You click at them, they will click. Yeah, it is monkey see,
monkey do.
Yes.
Now, how about teaching children relationships? How to relate to other children and how to relate to adults and probably how to relate to the opposite sex.
Let's start from relating with each other. We go back to the roots, parenting. If you have brought them up and they exhibit the aggressive nature, they will deal with the others aggressively. They become bullies. They are anxious. They don't trust anyone. It comes from home. Now, that one, the teacher has a lot of work, or the society, to create that child again, to bring him or her back to the person they are supposed to be, to relate with others well. If you have brought them up loving and they have high self-esteem, they know how to relate with others. They empathize with others. They feel what the others feel. So they will not be those children who want to bully others because they have that thought of how will they feel when I do this, or when I say this, how will this person feel? So the children have that, and it has come from home. So my work as a teacher is to encourage. The one who is to be encouraged is the one who has the self-esteem that is correct, the one who is courageous, and the other one I will have to bring him to the knowledge of, now to bring them to understanding that doing this is wrong, and it is very difficult because you have brought a child to me, like to me, when they are already 5 years. So you will find that is where teachers start fighting. We are like, now this one is punishable. We have to punish this. There are very many models of punishment. Yeah, we are just trying to bring the children back to discipline because they are not disciplined at home. Now, how to relate with the elders? It comes from a level of respect and also understanding. The child has to understand that this is an elder, there is a way I should not speak to them. They also see from home, how do you relate in your home setup? Even if you have the house manager, how do you relate with her? The way you relate with her is the way the child will. And that one will be brought out the same. Yes. You have to set boundaries when relating with the opposite sex. Tell them it is not wrong to have a friend, but set boundaries. And that one does not start when they are 14 in their teenage. No. It starts as early as 9 years. Yes.
Good. How about etiquette?
Etiquette.
Etiquette, yeah.
It starts from home. Everything about a child starts from home. How are you doing it? Are you polite? If you do something wrong and you have given them room to express. This one now, I am talking about the authoritative parent. The authoritarian parents, I don't know how they do it because it is by force. You have to say sorry by force. So you have to say I'm sorry. You have to say thank you. That one you are forcing it. So they will misuse it. They will tell you sorry today and repeat the same thing tomorrow. And then come and say sorry. Because to them, sorry must be said. But this other child who comes from a fair family, they know. They know the reason I should say thank you. So even without being told, it comes out naturally. And of course, they are taught the etiquette at school. They start with the polite ones. Sorry, thank you. those simple things. Yes. The respect, the handshakes, Yeah. It depends on how you teach them. And how you teach them, um, let me say maybe it is from how you are taught as well. Because we bring it on. There are those who are forced to say it. So they force their children to do it. And there are those who are taught to understand why we do it. Yes.
There's a lot in the African setup, for example. A lot of these things we are talking about is left for the mother. Is it right that it's only the mother who should be doing? Is it right that only the mother should be parenting?
No. The child belongs to both parents, the father and the mother. When children are growing up, most of the people say that girls belongs to their dad while boys belongs to their mothers. That is not the case. It is their developmental stages. There are those times that the children, whether boy or girl, will cling to their mother. They will cling to their mother for protection, for love, because they have connected with them since they were in the womb and all that. But when it comes to discipline and to all these other things that are taught outside the womb, it should be a collective job. The father can teach children to be responsible. The father can teach children to be caring because he also should exhibit that so that the children can emulate what the father does. So it is our responsibility as parents, both genders, to bring up our children. And when we are disciplining them, we should speak the same language. The child should not know that when I run to dad, when mom is punishing me, my dad will protect me. No, it should be mutual. We are doing it together. So that the child will grow up knowing that even my dad does not support this. This one my mom does not like. So is my dad. Yes.
And that then has become a little bit more complex because the society is growingly, how do I put it? The issue of co-parenting is becoming so common now. People seem to be getting together and then getting apart, and children are involved. And so you are parenting, but two parents are parenting the same children but from different environments. Can you talk a little bit about that and how best can we then, if we find ourselves in that situation, how best can we go about it?
I would say as long as we have children, we should see the same. We should want the same for our children. If I am the mother with the children and the father maybe takes them over the weekend or over the holiday, we should have same rules for the children to grow up knowing. Okay, they should not be running on this other end because this other end is hostile or the parent here is hostile. Of course, there are those parents who are hostile indeed. They carry the grudge and bring it up on the children. It is rampant actually. So you find such children, they are not growing right. They are not growing well. There is something they are lacking. But even if we have our differences, the children should be left out of that. They should be cared for, whether we are together or not. If you are to provide, provide. Okay? Care for them, love them, whether you're there or not. As long as they call you mom and dad, and you have that mutual understanding of co-parenting. You know, there are others who just go and leave the children completely for the other party to take care of them. But if we are co-parenting, we should have a mutual understanding. This is the way we want our children to grow up. This is the kind of people we want to see in the society, whether we are together or not. So our differences, we keep them apart because these children learn, they see, and they will start labeling. They will start saying it was mom who was wrong, or it was dad who was on the wrong. I would advise that our differences, we keep them away from the children. They should not know why we are not together, especially when they are very young. You know, when they grow into adulthood, now you can explain.